breast cancer is in your hands. At Apollo Cancer Centers, we choose to challenge. We choose to reduce the burden of breast cancer and improve the quality of life through breast self-examination, early diagnosis, and personalized treatment. Ms. Radhika has been the torchbearer for change and has taken up many challenges. We are proud that she leads from the front, even in the challenge to choose by Apollo Cancer Centers. I request our VC ma'am and Dr. Radhi sir to welcome her with the bouquet. That challenge is the norm. Ma'am, would you please enlighten us with your message for the day?
Good morning to everybody, and a happy Women's Day to each and everyone, to each outstanding, selfless, loving women of this world. Respected Chairman, respected Vice Chairman, Dr. Bhavna, Dr. Ratna Devi, and once again to everyone present here. Thank you, Apollo, for calling me here to be part of this initiative. Apollo is always known for pioneering in healthcare, and I've always spearheaded a lot of awareness for the people. Congratulations once again to all the efforts you have taken in saving lives, including my families. It has been a great pleasure for me to be here, but listening to all the esteemed doctors and the Vice Chairman's message, let me just talk to you very simply from my heart. What is a typical day for me? I would get up in the morning, I would do my usual walking or yoga or whatever, and from then on it's a mad cycle. You have family, you have a husband, you have so many other things, the house, the kitchen, everything. So every time it is, Ma, can you get me this? Or my husband saying, oh, can you make my lunch early because I need to be here? Or the maid saying, Ma, my daughter is not well, can I go home so I cannot do the cooking today? So then you double up, you go to the kitchen and you try to save the day. Or you have something else to do, and it keeps going on and on. But by the end of the day, you see a very happy, very contented family. They all come, sit down, have dinner, and then they're all on their phones. Everyone's very busy on their phones. Come sit at a dining table, they're all looking at their phones. So we try to change that. We say, please don't do that. Please don't have the phone when yet. And this is a real pleasant day. You know, it's one of our days where we have with our family and so many other things, office, work pressures, peer pressures. We all go through so much. And one fine day, we wake up and we are not well. What happens? What happens to the family? What happens to everyone else? This is a very typical Indian woman's life. They just spend all their time thinking of others other than themselves. I have friends, sometimes when I'm walking, they say, wow, how do you manage to do this? How do you manage to do that? And I keep looking at them and saying, why can't you do it? Oh, I have this work, I have that work. Even I have work, I have double the work. But then if I don't respect myself, if I don't look after myself, I'm not going to have anybody else to do it for me. For me, when I'm sick, who's going to look after me? All the families will keep running. Everybody's on a mad treadmill. But then, this is what we really need to sit down and look and have a deep introspection on this. It's all in your hands. Just take your hands, touch your breast, and feel if there's anything different. If it is so, take medical help immediately. It's a very simple thing to do. It's a chinna vishayam. நம்மளை பற்றி நம்ம பார்த்துக்கலன்னா வேறு யாரும் இருக்க மாட்டாங்க பார்த்துக்கிறதுக்கு. இது ரொம்ப முக்கியம். இது வந்து every single woman, I see so many women not taking care of themselves and suffering. For what? Nobody is going to give you an award for suffering. Is there going to be an award for us? No. But there's going to be award for climbing that mountain, for accepting that challenge, for accepting the truth and facing. எதுவா இருந்தாலும் வருமுன் காப்போம். That is very important. There's so much of healthcare facilities which have come up, and when I just saw this and I saw this 340 million, it's a very, very, very large number. It is a very large number, and each one of us, including myself, sometimes I get so busy that I cannot keep up to my medical appointment. No. My mother still doesn't do it. இல்ல நீ சாப்பிட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் பார்த்துக்கிறேன். நான் சாப்பிட்றேம்மா, எனக்கு சாப்பிட தெரியும், நீங்க முதல்ல போங்க. You can never convince other people to go to a hospital. You have to threaten it. But anyway, that's the way life is, and that's a typical Indian women's dream home. Let's not shatter this dream home. Let's not shatter hopes. Let's not shatter health myths. Please keep the health going. நல்லா இருக்கணும். நல்லா இருந்தால் தான் நீங்கள் நல்லா இருப்பீங்க, குடும்பம் நல்லா இருப்பாங்க, பிள்ளைங்க நல்லா இருப்பாங்க, சந்தோஷமாக இருப்பாங்க. Nobody wants to see anybody sick. So please take care. So many things which the doctors have explained. Self-examination வந்து ரொம்ப முக்கியம். ஒரு 2 நிமிஷம் உங்களுக்காக, just take that time to check yourself, and if there is, please take medical help. Apollo has come up with so much of initiatives to help us. Please take it. Even the vice chairman was saying there's an app which you can download on the phone. Take all these women's phone and check their apps. It is some shopping app, some sari shop app, some beauty app, some app which will tell your pressure and everything, but nothing for your breast, which is the most important thing. I've had close friends, mothers who have died of breast cancer, and I have seen the pain and suffering they go through. Let that not happen to anyone we know or not know. Let all the women take this initiative and look after themselves. Once again, I thank Apollo family for calling me here and being part of this. I'm very happy. On Women's Day, usually a lot of people wake up to the fact, ayyo, avanga irukanga Women Day. So oru 150 function ore naalla veppanga. 8th தேதி மட்டும், March 8th. They all remember the power of women on that day. We are powerful every day. Only thing, we need to look after ourselves. We don't need any reminders. I always keep saying, my whole fight has been to fight against preconceived notions about women. And that is a big fight. So the same way, more than the outside world or more than the notions which I'm going to prove to the world, let me prove to myself and take care of myself. Don't forget, today is a special day. Keep it in mind and spread the word, spread the awareness, spread it to every woman, including the women who work in your house. Please tell them, go take care of your health. Thank you so much. Thank you once again for calling me here on this special day, and I'm glad that I could be here to spread this word of awareness. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was extremely inspiring.
Radhika, the message was very clear. All that we need to say is, each one of us should promise, every lady should promise. Radhika said on that day, it's not for her sake, she said that for me and for my family. And for the lady to survive herself, prevent herself from the great misery of the cancer breast. This is curable. This is what she has missed. Thank you. The reports are very clear, and I'm sure they will remember this. And they spread this message to everyone. What we know very clearly is, for a number of years, for conducting these programs on Women's Day, some got benefited. But what this year we were very specific that we need to take a great strength to put this challenge across so that it's heard up for the women across the world. World Women's Day, there's a clear message on this day saying, if you can only get your breast checked periodically, as advised by your doctor, and if necessary, once in 3 or 4 years, after 45, if you get a mammogram, you can save yourself and continue to be the most pleasant and important member of the family. So when ready, your house is everything. She brings up children, she brings up the husband, makes the home happy. So all this is off the moment she develops cancer. So I think, please remember, you brought that happiness into the family. For you to happiness to continue with you, you need to have this test done, self-examination. Previously, mammogram, they used to say, oh, you know, burying it in the machine. Now we have machines which are absolutely no pain. You won't even feel that the mammogram is done, and the diagnosis is almost 100%. And why we are all saying this and stressing on this? Because we know, about 7-8 years ago, World Economic Forum announced saying, this decade, that is 2030, in this 10 year, 80% of the deaths will be from non-communicable diseases. What are these non-communicable diseases? Diabetes, heart attacks, strokes, cancer, infection. And I've added 2 more to it, obesity and the mental disorder. If 80% of deaths are going to be from that, but the worst thing that they said is much more frightening for us, that the cost burden for the world will be $30 trillion. For India, it is going to be $3.8 trillion. Can we afford this? This is 50% of GDP. I don't know how many times I have to contact the Prime Minister, the Finance Minister, and the Public Health Commission. Please increase the GDP quota for health to 3 to 5%. We are still at 1%. Why can we go 50%? But now I can say you don't need it. 5 years ago, when Apollo conducted the International Oncology Conference, one of the things that came out very clearly, cancer is conquerable. So we are very happy. So we started spreading this message that cancer could be conquered, and we can be conquered only by one reason, by bringing awareness into people, that they should have their preventive health check, and all cancers are curable. Heart attacks can be prevented at early age, strokes can be prevented at early age, diabetes, if it's controlled, it won't hurt our body, and cancer, detected early, is conquerable. And now the next step, when we open the proton facility, I don't know how many of you know, this is one of the topmost cancer facilities in the world. But that's what I'm now interested. The message that they gave, saying cancer now is curable. For that both to be true, all of us must participate. That we must go what's called the preventive health check. If we do the preventive health checkup, detection is completely cured. I give a small thing. I come from a village about 100 miles from here. You all heard of Tirupati. Near Tirupati is my village called Aravana. And about 3 years ago, I started a program called the Total Health to look after the entire mandal. About 70,000 people are in that mandal in about 62 villages. From first breath to last breath. That means before the child is born, the moment the lady is pregnant, we take her, completely correct her diabetes, hypertension, anemia and all this, and then give her 2 meals a day, and the delivery is done by us. The result is last 2 years, there is no neonatal or maternal mortality deaths in the Aravana constituency. The next wonderful thing that they have done was the diabetes and hypertension. They have controlled the 50%, 40% did not know that they had diabetes. 50% who knew that they have diabetes and hypertension was not under control. They brought that under control. And finally, what made me the most happy is they have cured cancer. Last 2 years, 18 months, they have diagnosed 11 cancer in women, and all in stage 1, stage 2, all are well. None of those will die of cancer. They will continue to be the happy factor in their family. This is what we are pleading for. This challenge is something, the result for this challenge is the happiness to the family. So So please remember, if it can happen in a village, I'm sure you're all living in the metros with facilities available for you, across, you should now not miss this global chance of staying away from cancer, or cure the cancer by taking it early. I think it's a very wonderful thing that we've done. I'm happy the Lions, who do many wonderful social activities as part of this program. We want to cooperate with everybody in the world that we can do this. Several things, I don't know how many of you have seen that bus there. That bus is at Samsung have donated 2 buses for us. One for South India, one for North India. It is all the gap from an X-ray to ultrasound to mammogram, the whole bunch of echocardiogram, all of it is there to enable us to do a free, complete health check. So what we call that today, I don't know how many of you know, even when I'm in a HM hospital, I started the first checkup in a called mass checkup. Then we did 22 million checkups at Apollo health checks. And the government of India gave us stamp and all of it. But today, using artificial intelligence, we have created another preventive check called the Pro Health Check. But we believe that you will have a lifetime record of yourself in that checkup. And it's individualized for each one of us, so that we can find out what is wrong. And then if you find out that for a doctor, if you can make a diagnosis, the cure is not difficult. So I want you to make use of this. I think on the International Women's Day, it's nice they said that you will all take a challenge. I'll take a challenge with you that we will support you in every single respect to stay away and stay well, keep your family happy, keep yourself happy. God bless you all. And I must thank Radhika for the wonderful message that you have given. And of course, the team Apollo have been for a number of years doing this program on Women's Day. But I congratulate them for this bigger program. But I think they got bigger program means more should reach more people. Reach people and make them say, yes, it's for me, the message is for me. I will take care of myself so that my family is happy. I will encourage my friends to do this. I think that should be our spirit, so that a few here should give the message for a few million people. God bless you all. I love you all.
Thank you so much, sir. As always, your words leave us contemplating and spellbound. We believe women across the country, both urban and rural, should take the first step against breast cancer by doing a breast self-exam.
President, Chief Guest, Vice Chairperson, respected ladies and gentlemen. Today is our International Women's Day, and let me start with a wish, a very happy International Women's Day. The world is celebrating the Women's Day today. So let me tell you a few facts about breast cancer. Breast cancer is the topmost cancer among the female population. It amounts to about 25 to 30% of the total cancer among the female population. 1 in 8 women is at the risk of developing this breast cancer. According to the National Cancer Registry 2020, it says 2 lakh new breast cancers has been registered. Unfortunately, this graph is going to be on the rise as compared to 2020. In 2021, the incidence is going to be low. Why is it? Why is the incidence of breast cancer increasing? Last year, this year, the year after, why is this incidence increasing? If you look into it, I can tell you the few risk factors which we can get into control: lifestyle, obesity, poor food intake, and stress, and habits like smoking and drinking. All these play a major role in the health of the breast. Coming to the sedentary lifestyle, lack of exercise, obesity, stress, all these are high risk factors in the development of breast cancer. The statistics clearly says 30% of breast cancer can be avoided with regular exercise. Exercise not only keeps the body weight under control, but also helps in the stress. How? Exercise releases the happy hormones and thereby it definitely helps your stress. There are few alarming factors which I would like to point out over here. When I joined my medical school 20 years back, my teacher told me breast cancer is a disease of old age. But in reality, in our practice, what do we see? We see females affected, much younger women are affected, 40 and less than 40. If you look into the cancer death, 1 in 3 women are affected, are succumbing to this disease. That means every third woman who is diagnosed with breast cancer dies of this disease in our Indian population. As compared to the developed countries, it is 1 in 6 in USA and UK. Is there a difference in the management, in the treatment? No. Definitely the difference is in the cancer screening, early cancer detection. Early cancer detection increases the probability of cure rate by 90% or even above. So that is the key. The key over here is cancer screening, awareness of breast cancer, and regular self-breast examination and mammogram at regular intervals. Unfortunately, in our country, our own mothers and sisters are still ignorant, having lack of awareness, and are shy to come to the doctor when there is a problem with the breast. By the time they seek the medical attention, it is either locally advanced or it is metastasized. What is metastasized? The cancer leaves the primary organ, the breast, and starts moving to the liver, lung, bone and brain. And at this stage when they present to us, the cure rate also comes down. The statistics clearly says 30 to 35% of women in India only come with the early breast cancer, whereas majority of them do come in the stage 3 and stage 4, and this is the reason why we are having that kind of death rate. So definitely early cancer detection is a must. Today's theme for the Women's Day is choose to challenge. Choose to challenge. What does it indicate? A challenged world is an alert world. From challenge comes the change. So let us be the change today. Let us be the change today. Let us join hands together against the fight of breast cancer. Thank you.
Is an exemplary medical oncologist with a special interest in treating breast cancer. She has trained and worked in leading cancer centers in the UK and India. May I request Dr. Bhavna to educate us on the importance of
dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Having spent 2 decades in a country which has universal health coverage, where every eligible lady gets an invite for a mammogram, every young girl gets the HPV vaccine, we live in a country which sadly does not have universal health coverage, so we have to take our health in our own hands. So we at Apollo are committed to doing that. 70% of ladies I see in my clinic come with advanced breast cancer. And the 5-year survival of ladies with breast cancer in India is 60% compared to 90% globally or in the West. I think it is in our hands to change the dynamics of cancer care nationally, and the way we are going to do it is by diagnosing cancer early. Dr. Ratna very nicely talked about the risk factors for breast cancer, but there are 2 risk factors we cannot change: being a woman and getting older. These are the 2 most important risk factors. So I think it's important that I cannot stress enough the importance of self-breast examination. It's important for a woman to know what is normal for her. The texture, the contour, the tenderness, everything for a lady changes at different time points. Before periods, after having children, after having attained menopause. So it is very important for women to know what is normal for them and take advice if there is any abnormality that is seen. So I think we at Apollo are going to take a pledge that we will certify women to be trained self-breast examiners. I think it is very important for women to know how to examine the breasts themselves because it will save lives. Clinical breast examination is different from breast self-examination. Clinical breast examination is done by a trained healthcare professional. And in fact, a study in India showed that if you have a clinical breast examination every 2 years, it decreases your risk for dying by breast cancer. So I think it's very important for us to have a breast self-examination, which all of us should do every month at a set time period. Annually, one should have a clinical breast examination, and also one must not forget that mammogram does not replace doing a self-breast exam or a clinical breast exam. At the appropriate time, after the age of 40, one should go for a mammogram as well. One brief point I would like to make, because of the COVID times, we are having the COVID vaccine, and what is being seen is the ladies who have the vaccine, they may develop a lump under the arm. So I would suggest that if you're having the vaccine, have the mammogram 2 days before the vaccine, or at least have a 2-week period between the vaccine and the mammogram. Don't let the fear of COVID be counterproductive. Take help when it is required, especially if you feel anything that is abnormal in your body. Just to end, I would say ABCs of cancer prevention, Dr. Ratna very nicely said, but it's easier to remember. A is avoid alcohol, tobacco, processed food and sugar. There are enough studies to show that. B for be breast aware and breastfeed, and be vaccinated as well against HPV. C is for calm and meditation. D for diet. E exercise. F is family history. Know your family history, because if you have a strong family history of breast or ovarian cancer, take advice. S is for sleep and screening. So do not forget doing a self-screen, a clinical breast exam, and also a mammogram. Thank you.
Our senior doctors on the stage in the gathering, my colleagues at work, and more than anything else, my good friends in the gathering who've been a source of friendship, encouragement for all the work which we do. I will not forget the media, but I must say that it's the media who's always supported us over 38 years when we started on this journey of healing, on this journey of making a difference, not only in the healthcare landscape of our country, but in the healthcare landscape of the world. This challenge is huge, and we keep reading so much about it. We suddenly got data which said that potentially 350 million lives could be saved across India. It's almost impossible for each one of them to go every time for a clinical exam. But a self-exam at the right time makes a huge difference. And we also know that cancer is the second leading cause of death globally. And 1 among 6 deaths is actually due to cancer. We are on this journey fighting this dreaded disease, trying to catch it early so that we know that cancer, when detected early, can actually be cured. And we dare to dream, and we have the courage to say that cancer is curable. But the caveat here is to find it early and to detect it early. So the responsibility of detecting it early, while we say that, it should be with a clinician, it should be with somebody else, in today's world, the responsibility lies with us. We are responsible for our lives, we are responsible for our bodies, we are responsible for better health and better lifestyle. So I don't think the excuse of saying that, I have too much stress, I have too much to do, I have to look after X, Y, Z, is really an answer, because if we don't look after ourselves, the chaos we cause in our families is huge. The economic The magnitude of the economic disaster is also huge. So we really have to become more responsible as individuals. I would also like to say, and we have Radhika here, and she's much loved as a star. Women, typically, Indian women, tend to be very self-sacrificing. She is a chippy, but she is a strong woman too. And they want to sacrifice their time, their energy, their money, whatever they have, and they think it's the right thing to do, to give away, not to look after themselves. A woman can be Shakti too, and she can be strong, look after herself, do the right thing, and be strong enough to look after the rest of the family. I think the choice is with us, the choice is with all of you, that do you really want to be just self-sacrificing and sitting in a corner and just giving away your good health, your youth, your energy? Or do you want to take charge of your life? Do you want to challenge the archaic beliefs of we have to be a sacrificial lamb at the altar all the time? Do you want to be the Shakti of today and tomorrow? Because in your hand lies the power to make the tomorrow come true. And please understand and remember that everyone follows what you do. So if you make a step in the right direction, there are many others, so you become an influencer. There are many others who will follow what you do. So the choice today, ladies, is with all of you. Please become an examiner. Please make a difference in your lives and in other people's lives. And I'm sure that together we can win this war against cancer, particularly breast cancer, because that is a huge problem. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for being here. And our chairman, when he realized that it was about cancer, he said, of course I have to be here, because it's very close to my heart. And Radhika, for the time you have given us, I think together we can conquer. Thank you for your time, and it's a pleasure to be with all of you today.
If we have no questions, we can step out for the flag off now, where our eminent chief guest, Ms. Radhika, will flag off the bus. Chairman, sir.
Excuse me. Excuse me. ये फ्रंट लाइन एडिटिंग है.
अजय நான் அப்படியே மூவ் பண்றாங்க.
நான் போயிட்டு வரேன். பேக் வாங்கிச்சு. சார்
என்னுடைய பெண்கள் தின நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள். பெண்கள் எல்லாருமே இன்னைக்கு கொண்டாடப்படக்கூடாது, கொண்டாடப்பட வேண்டிய ஒன்று. இன்னைக்கு முக்கியமாக அவ்வளோ வந்து ஒரு நல்ல இனிஷியேட்டிவ் ஃபார் விமென், வெரி இம்பார்ட்டண்ட் இனிஷியேட்டிவ். நிறைய விஷயத்தில் அவங்க வந்து சிறப்பாக செயல்பட்டு இருக்காங்க. குறிப்பாக எல்லாரோட ஹெல்த்துக்காக, இன்னைக்கு வந்து கேன்சர் அவேர்னஸ்க்காக, குறிப்பாக பெண்களுக்கான பிரஸ்ட் கேன்சர் அவேர்னஸ்க்காக இனிஷியேட்டிவ் சிறப்பான இனிஷியேட்டிவ். ஒரு பெரிய பஸ், மொபைல் பஸ் வில்லேஜஸ் கொண்டு வராங்க. ஏன்னா பெண்கள் யூஸ்வலாக அவங்க இந்த சாக்ரிஃபைஸ் பண்ணுறதுல ரொம்ப முக்கியத்துவம் கொடுப்பாங்க. ஆனால் அவங்களுக்கு செல்ஃப் எக்ஸாமினேஷன் ஏதாவது நமக்கு நிறையா ஏர்லியாக போயிட்டிங்கன்னா நிறைய விஷயங்கள் நீங்கள் தவிர்க்கலாம். சந்தோஷமாக இன்னும் சந்தோஷமாக செயல்படுறாங்கிறது என்னோட மெசேஜ்.
தேர்தலில் கூட்டணி குறித்து
சாரி, இது வந்து இட்ஸ் அபவுட் தேர்தல் பற்றி, கூட்டணி பற்றி இன்னைக்கு சாயந்தரம் எல்லாம் ரெஸ்பெக்ட் இருக்குது. எல்லா கட்சி தலைவர்களும் மீண்டும் பேசியிருக்காங்க. அவங்க முடிவெடுத்து அந்த முடிவை அனைவருக்கும் தெரிவிப்பாங்க.
முன்னிப்போதும் இல்லை. இப்போ இந்த பேண்டமிக் டைமில் பெண்களுடைய பார்ட்டிசிபேஷன் ஃபேமிலியில் அவங்களுக்கே என்ன எவ்வளோ முக்கியமாக நினைக்கிறேன். பேண்டமிக் டைமில் முன்னிப்போதும் வகையில் இப்போ எவ்வளோ முக்கியம் நினைக்கிறேன்.
பேண்டமிக் டைமில் இந்த வாட்டி பெண்கள் மட்டும் கான்ட்ரிபியூஷன் இல்லை, ஆண்களும் சேர்ந்து கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. வீடு துடைக்கிறதுலேருந்து, வீடு க்ளீன் பண்ணுறதுலேருந்து, சமைக்கிறதுலேருந்து எல்லாம் ஆண்களும் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. இந்த பேண்டமிக் வந்து நிறைய விஷயங்கள் வந்து ஒரு எல்லாருக்கும் ஒரு தெளிவு கொடுக்குறது. ஹெல்த் இஸ் இம்பார்ட்டன்ட்ங்கிறது. அந்த ஹெல்த் வந்து நம்ம பாதுகாக்க, அந்த சுவர் இல்லாமல் சித்திரம் கிடையாது. அந்த சுவர் நல்லா இருக்கும். அப்படியே இன்னும் சிறப்பாக செயல்படுறது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருக்குது. நிறைய விஷயங்கள்